welcome back to the Starfarers of Catan. Yes, I have a bunch of errors to fix. Last time I bought 2 boosters based on the fact that I had 4 fuel. Well, in fact, I didn't have 4 fuel because I made an error on the planet over here. It should have been an ore, not a fuel. So I'm going to take the booster off my ship. I'm down to 1, and I'm going to retrieve the 2 fuels. However, one of these 2 fuels should have been an ore and not a fuel. So I'm exchanging that. That fixes up me. Of course, the other error that I made was with Craig. And what happened down here is I set a 9 last time, and I looked at this planet only, which is a fuel planet, but the 9 is up here. This is a trade good planet. So Craig got a fuel he should not have. He's going to exchange that and get what he should have got, which is a trade good. And luckily for us, we are also beside the 9 worlds, so we get a trade good. A little bit risky. We have 8 cards in hand. Anyway, it's my turn now. We're going to roll for resources. I'm the green player. Let's hope we don't get a 7. All right, an 11 is not a 7, so we'll live with that. Now let's see if I can get the correct resource this time. The only 11 is right here, and it's a fuel planet. And it looks like Craig and Talos are each going to get 1 fuel, and I get nothing. All right, that's fine. However, I do have less than 7 victory points. That is going to net me 2 cards. So I get a food and I get an ore. So, wow, let me just show you what I have here, which is a lot of stuff. Now, I don't have any ships, so I'm going to have to try and concentrate on ships, but let me just show you. I have 2 ore, 2 carbon, 2 trade goods, 2 food. Oh, sorry, I actually have 3 ore and a fuel. So I'm sure with all of that, I can figure something out. You think about it and come right back and make a decision. All right, been thinking long and hard. I should mention 3 regular goods can be traded in for 1 of any other good. When it comes to trade goods, 2 trade goods can be traded in for 1 of another type of good. So I'm going to trade in my 2 trade goods, and I am going to get 1 carbon. And now if we take a look at the building things, I am going to build a spaceport, and it costs me 1, 2, 3 carbon and 2 food. And of course a spaceport has to be built on an existing colony. So I have 3 carbon here and 2 food. So I'm going to trade those in, and that is going to give me a space station. And I'm going to build my space station right out here in my newly founded colony from last turn. So that's awesome. This is all I have left. I am going to take 2 ore, and I'm going to get myself another freight ring. And that's going to give me 2 freight rings now. I can snap them on without breaking something. 2 freight rings. All right, so I have 1 booster, 2 freight rings, and I have an ore and a fuel left over. All right, that's it. Of course, I didn't want to trade with anybody because I didn't need to. And all right, Craig's turn. He's going to roll for resources. And this time he rolls a 5. No 5 here. Well, luckily for us, a 5 is beside us. That's going to give us a carbon. The other 5 is down here, and it means Talos and Craig are both going to get an ore. So Talos is going to get an ore, and Craig is going to get an ore. All right. He's going to... Oh, and he also has less than 7 victory points. So he gets 2 extra resource cards. And now he's going to take a look at his cards and decide what it is he's going to do. All right, he has taken a look at his cards. He's not wanting to trade anything because he is going to take a look right here. And he is going to build himself a colony ship, which he needs an ore, a fuel, a food, and a carbon. And he has that. He has an ore, fuel, food, and carbon. So he's going to spend those resources. And he's going to bring on his little colony ship. It's his last ship. It has to go adjacent, of course, to his starbase. Any starbase that's his. He only has 1. And now he has to roll and see what he gets with his ship. All right, so he's going to roll his ship, see what he gets. And he gets a red and a blue. Red and blue, consult the speed, is a 3 and a 1 is 4. He has 1 booster and he can move he can move 5 spaces. So he'll move his trade ship 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He'll move this one 1, 2, 3. And take a look here at what is underneath there. And in fact, he is going to build himself a colony. All right, and so he now, he is going to go from 4 points, his first point, up to 5 for building the colony. All right, and his last ship down here can also move 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Off to interstellar space it goes. And no encounter. And so with that, I guess next up is going to be Talos. Okay, Talos going to roll for resources. And he rolls an 8. So up here we have a 10 and 4, 10 and 11, no 8. So let's get this straight this time. The 8, we have 2 8s. That's an ore planet. That is a carbon planet. So Talos is going to get a carbon for this one. And I'm the only one next to this planet. I'm going to get 1 ore for that. So I get myself an ore. And Talos gets a carbon. All right, he's going to... he only has 6 victory points, so he will get the 2 bonus resources this turn. He is now going to take a look at his cards and make a decision on what he wants to do. Okay, Talos has said that he would trade a carbon for an ore, and Craig says no. I have 2 ore. Again, I don't know if I want to trade an ore to Talos because I don't know what he's trying to do. So I'm going to say no, forget it. Not going to do it. And Talos then says, all right, be that way. He'll get us in the end, apparently. He's going to take 3 carbon, which he has. He's going to trade them in. And he's going to get an ore. So he's doing it the hard way. And now what he's going to do is, if we take a look at what we can build, an ore, a fuel, and 2 trade goods gets him a trade ship. And that is, in fact, what he's going to do. An ore, fuel, and 2 trade goods is going to get him a trade ship. So let me just get that out of the box, and we'll be right back. All right, so here is his assembled trade ship. 2 bumps on this one. It has to go, of course, right next to his spaceport. And now I guess we'll see if he has an encounter or just moves. And this time a black ball appears. He is going to have an encounter. So let's see what he gets. Well, it looks like a merchant again. It says, you encounter a merchant. How many resources, up to 3, will you give him? Well, Talos, a little bit of a tricky situation. He only has 1 resource left. But you know what? He's saying, all right, he's going to give up his 1 resource. And it says, the merchant turns out to be a pirate in disguise and attempts to make off with your gift. Do you attack? While he is having no luck whatsoever with what's going on. So yeah, he's going to attack. You must fight. The player to your left takes on the role. Oh, that's going to be, I believe, me this time. The pirate... you must re-roll your ship and add your cannons. Well, I don't have any cannons. Talos does. Is he going to win another fight? He rolls a blue and a yellow, which is a total of 3. Plus 1 cannon is 4. Theoretically, I can beat him if I get a red and a yellow. And I get a red and a yellow. Wow, that's a total of 5. Talos does not win. So is the other player stronger? Indeed, that's a yes. Defeat. Your first ship cannot move this round. The pirate escapes with your resources. So Talos gets hosed by the pirates. He loses that resource. They make off with it. And his first ship, which of course in this turn is his only ship, cannot move. So he's not going anywhere. And he's fresh out of resources too, which is, I guess, good for us. All right, well, that's going to conclude this episode of the Starfarers of Catan. If we look here at the point score, looks like Craig is sitting at 5 points. Talos at 6 points, and I'm in the lead with 7 points. All right, thanks very much for watching. Thanks for subscribing. Join me next time for the continuation of the Starfarers of Catan. I'm doing a complete 3-player playthrough. I hope you're enjoying it, and we'll see you next time.